Becky here from 168 Fitness. So last week I was talking about how to get the kids active over the summer holidays and how you can still keep up your own exercise regime but include them as well, because I think that's really important. Important that you keep yours going and not have to start and wait again until the kids go back to school to start your exercise regime, but also really important to keep them active and setting a good example as well. So this week I want to give you an actual session idea that I think you could get your children involved with. Obviously it depends what age they are, but you'll know whether your child can do the exercise that I say. But if I'll give you some ideas as well what you can do if they couldn't do the original idea or the exercises, and yeah, you can adapt it accordingly. But it's something that you'd be able to do yourself and get them involved, and it'll be quite fun as well, hopefully. So yeah, you don't really need any equipment either, you just need a bit of space to do it. So what you could do to start off with is just do a little bit of a warm-up, maybe get them to count, I call them jump jacks, but star jumps maybe is what your kids might call them at school. Just maybe getting them to do sort of 25 to 50 of those, just to get them moving and get yourself warmed up as well. It's good to count as well. I always think rather than timing it, kids get a little bit bored maybe. They lose focus if you're timing something rather than counting it. If you're counting, they're sort of in control and they're getting a brain workout as well with the counting if you get them to count it for you. So yes, counting it is always good. And then what, again with the counting theme, what I would say to do is work in pairs maybe, so yourself and one child, or you can do it as a 3, or you can do it as a 4, or whatever. You can do it as the whole family, whatever you want to do. But if you did it as maybe if you did it as 2 pairs, then you'd be able to compete against each other. But if you did it just as you and one other child, or a couple of children, then that would also work as well. So what you do, it's kind of like a pyramid, but we're not going up and down because that might take a little bit too long. We're trying to keep it short and sweet and keep the kids engaged and not feel like it's too hard work, because you want to just get them involved, and doing anything is better than nothing. So short and sweet is always good. So you've done your warm up. What I would say is maybe pick 3 exercises. I'm suggesting squats, press-ups, and maybe some ab crunches or sit-ups. So they're all exercises, depending on what age your kid is, but they're exercises that most children perhaps will have done at school if they've done any kind of fitness, or they've done it maybe with Joe Wicks whilst we're in lockdown, or they've seen you do them, and they're pretty straightforward. I'm sure you'd be able to do them as well. But obviously you can change those exercises. You could do 10 throwing catches of a ball, you could do lunges, you could do just jumps, 10 jumps, things like that. Anything you want to do, run up and down the stairs, or whatever you want to do. You can decide. Just pick 3 exercises that you're going to do this session. And then I'm suggesting you start from 10 because, like I said, short and sweet, keep them engaged, keep them interested and focused, not too much that they get bored partway through. So one of you is going to do 10 squats, and the other person is going to either run up and down if you've got space in your garden or in the living room, or like I said, if you've got stairs, or just do some step ups if you've just got 1 step. But going to do something just continuous whilst the other person's doing the 10 squats. So 10 squats, one person, maybe yourself, doing that, and your child's going to do the other exercise. Now you can pick anything for that other exercise, but I suggest that it's not a counting one, that it's just something that they just keep doing. So you might want to even do like a plank or a wall sit, something that just keeps them busy for the time that it takes you to do 10 squats, and maybe even get them to count. Whilst you're doing the squats, they count the squats for you, so you're doing 10 of those. And then you're going to swap over, they're going to do 10 and you'll count for them, and you'll be doing an exercise at the same time. And then you'll swap over again and do 9 of them, and then swap. So you both do 10, both do 9, both do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, down to 1. So they know that the finish line is 1. It's not too, it's not complex. It's quite manageable, simple, and it's not too challenging. Doesn't take too long. So you could do 1 exercise. You're just doing 1 at a time. So squat and the other exercise. And then once you've got down to 1, you start again with a different exercise. So 10 press-ups perhaps, and the other person's doing a run up and down the stairs, and then swap over, and then 9, and etc. So the same thing but with different exercises. Now I'm saying just 3 exercises. It won't take all that long. It's just enough to sort of know that you've done it and feel good for doing it, but not too long that the kids get bored and you can't keep them focused and can't get anything done. So so it should be, that should be enough. But if you wanted to do more, you could do 4 or 5 different exercises. Get them involved for as long as you can. I mentioned last week about a mini trampoline. You could also get them running on the trampoline or bouncing on the trampoline for the same time, but they've got to be moving, they've got to be doing something whilst you're doing your squats or whatever, and then they swap over and they do that. So give that a go. That's just an idea of sort of a session that you can do with them. Give it a go. If you've got any questions, feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll be back next week with another idea for you and to keep the kids active over the holidays.